Welcome everybody, I am here, Paolo Gomez, talking here from the Compiègne on the 25th anniversary of this event. I am here with Cindy, a now employee of a company that took place in the VIE program, which is the voluntary exchange for international companies. And here she is for explaining a little bit of the details of what this program actually means. For French speakers, this program is the VIE, the Volontariat International pour l'Entreprise. And, well, here we are. Hello, Sydney. Well, first we can start with you explaining what's this program exactly.
Okay. So the idea of the program is to go abroad during a mission between 6 months and 2 years. It's supposed to be for French companies only, for European people less than 28 years old. So you will go and you will have a mission, a real job on different countries. For Faurecia, for example, we are based in more than 30 countries, so technically you could go to the US as India or China, everywhere.
Okay, and your personal experience with sorry, what again? The company? Faurecia. What was your personal company with this program? Where did you enter, and what kind of objective did you make?
So for myself, I'm working in HR as HR business partner in Faurecia Meru, based in Oise, here, 1 hour from Compiègne. And for the VIE, I started my mission for 1 year in the US as a HR generalist for the IT population. I was based in Detroit, in north of Michigan. And then the second year, I was working in Portugal on the plant, close to, I would say, at the middle between Portugal and Spain. And I was a junior HR generalist position.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You were actually employed and you were actually working as a complete and functional member of that company, correct?
So technically, when you're a VIE, you're not like an employee of the company because you're technically paid and handled by the French government, but you're based on the company. So I mean, I will work as a usual employee. I will have the same responsibilities, we can say. I will have a lot of mission, but the only difference is that technically the company is not my employer.
Okay, so if the employer is not the company, then how would it work? Are you paid? Are you remunerated for your work? How does that part of the program work?
So the French government will pay us technically, so the company would never have to pay us. There is a lot of rules, so every 3 months the VIE salaries will be reviewed by the French government, depending on the cost of life, the the cost of living, and if the country can be like difficult to live, some of the countries. But yes, we are not paid by the company technically.
Okay, so this is actually a multi-organization program, if I'm correct. The French government is involved. The company in matter is involved. Well, you as a working force, you are involved as a working force. And well, how would it proceed to enter? For example, a student at the UTC would be able to enter, or how would it exactly work to enter this program?
So how we do usually is that for UTC students, we have a lot of them, so they would do the last internship, so the TN10, they would do the last internship on the companies for 6 months, and then at the end of 6 months they have the possibility to go on a VIE, so we will help them. Of course the internship needs to be a good internship, and once it's a positive internship, the manager will help the student or the young graduate to go on a mission. We publish the offer on Faurecia website, but we have also the French website CV Web, where you can find all the offers for all the companies.
Okay, and you also said about an experience, well, you had the first experience in the US. Were you able to continue with the program? I know you're working with them right now, but was the program extended? How did it work, or was it just an individual experience or an isolated case?
Okay, so the idea of the VIE is technically to, it's only one mission with the company, the same company, so you cannot change companies between the VIE, but you could do two countries, like myself. I did one in the US and one in Portugal, but if you prefer to do only one experience on one country, it's also possible. You can only just sign for one country. So it's really what you want to do. If you want to explore different countries, different type of building, because I was working on the HQ, headquarter, and then a plant. So you could decide about that. And the idea at the end is really when we can do it and there is opportunities to recruit the VIE. So this is why when I finished my mission, I was recruited by Faurecia. So since 1 year now, I'm HR business partner, an employee.
Yeah, well, that's actually a very good living example of growth inside the company, since you were actually employed afterwards, after the program. And also, were you able to grow inside the program? Were you able to start growing in terms of hierarchy, in terms of how would the system integrate you? How would it work exactly with the growth potential in this program in comparison with the internships at the UTC?
Okay, so I would say the VIE is a step higher between the comparing to the internship. Of course, we have more responsibilities. We are not an employee, but technically we don't see really the differences. If you can show to your manager that you're willing to learn and willing to discover new things and yes, learn a lot, they will give you a lot of responsibilities, and you will be like a real employee on the local country. So I had a lot of mission, and it was not different from my colleagues over there. So I was a really employee, I think, from the company.
Okay. Okay. Well, now that we've covered the basics of the program, would you like to tell us any kind of experiences, any personal anecdotes you had with the program involving the integration of going to the US, of really having this first-hand experience into entering a serious job or a company that goes over the internship?
I don't have any specific anecdote to say, but for example, everyone should speak English now, and you can say that when you go to the US, different accents you can find. So I went to Michigan first, and just my first day to take a meal at a fast food, I was not able to get me understand by people, and I was just basically saying a number of a menu, so it was really complicated, and I was like, okay, so I'm here for 1 year and they don't even understand me for the first words. So it was a little bit funny, a little bit stressed, but of course when you're like on the country, you will learn really fast. You will be exposed to a lot of American people for myself, for my case, or Portuguese, and you will be able to learn and to develop your language skills. So I think it's really I will keep in mind that first you can think that you would be able to discuss in English and it would be easy, but for Michigan they have a specific accent, so it was really funny at the beginning.
Okay, so, well, to conclude, you actually covered a really good point, which is integration with this exposition to the environment. No one really prepares you for this first experience, first-hand event in where you enter a company that maybe you know it because it's a French company, but, well, as you've said, it's very different to experience it than to actually just hear about it or to be submitted to, oh, well, you need to speak English because the company demands it. And how about the Portuguese experience? Do you have anything notable about it?
For the Portuguese experience, I was working on the plant, so it's really different than working on the HQ department or like an R&D center. For myself, I'm Portuguese, so it was easier for the language, of course. But still, even if you're from a country, working on the country and going on the country in vacation, it's different. They work on a different way. The culture is technically different, even if we're talking about Europe. So each country has their specialties. So yes, don't think that if you go to Spain or Portugal because it's close to France, it would be really easy in terms of culture. They have their own culture and differences, so you need to adapt yourself and to be able to enjoy the experience.
Okay, well, that's really good to know. Okay, so to recap, we have this program that demands us a lot of dynamic effort to be prepared to adapt to the conditions the country can give you. The country must be French, I'm correct? Well, the company must be French. Sorry for the little misstep. Also, the other condition is that you need to be under 28.
Under 28, and you need to be from a European country, having a European nationality.
Okay, well, thank you very much for the information. Are there any ways to contact this association, this organization, or this program?
The website of the VIE, it's CV Web, so it's a French website. It's not Faurecia website, and then each company has their own website with the offer of VIE. But CV Web will be your website to find the offers.
Well, okay, thank you very much, Cindy, for all the info of this new program.